Hey guys, so we will be getting Auron tomorrow in GL DFFOO, and he will be getting his FR as well as BT. So this month has been pretty crazy. We have gotten a lot of FR, and with the events that will be coming this month, a total we should be getting 9 FR, right? So that's crazy amount, and luckily, Dimension and Reprise does give us a bunch of tickets. If I counted correctly, that's like 300 or 400 tickets. So at least we can use those tickets to pool. So let's talk about Auron. Auron's FR, is it good as a main FR? Well, actually at this point, most of the FR off turn FR is actually pretty good. Like you will be able to hit 999 by the end of the 10 FR turns. And even if you don't, sometimes when I run an off-turn team, I don't even get to 999 and the enemy's already dead, okay? So usually if you can pull out a full off-turn strategy or team, it is usually overkill, alright? So Auron, yeah, you can use this FR, you will still be able to win the fight. Just remember to remove all of the enemies, all of your character's speed passive so that the enemy will take as many turns as possible. So since it is not like the best off-turn FR, so I'm giving him a 4/5. One of the reasons that he is not the best off-turn FR is because his condition requires weapon weakness, and he only Imperial melee weapon. So if you are using other characters like magic, you won't be able to fulfill that part of his condition unless you are bringing characters like Edgar, which impairs every weapon. Then it will make Auron's FR more generic. But nonetheless, even if you don't fulfill that, and if you are able to give enemy as many turns as possible every time the enemy acts, then you will be able to increase your the HP damage bonus anyway. And with Auron countering, you are actually getting a total of 35% per enemy turn. Anyway, moving on to his BT. So his BT provides 30% HP damage limit up as any other BT that we have right now. So it's not something special that I actually want to mention, just that I have to state it in case someone asks like, oh, his BT doesn't even provide that. Well, technically all BT from here on will provide at least 30% HP damage limit up. Alright, so when it comes to Auron's level-based mechanics, so what does it do? Basically, every time Auron's attack or counter attack, the level will increase by 1. So it started at 1, it increased to 2, it increased to 3, then it drops back to 1. But every time it drops back to 1, or basically it reset back to 1, Auron will gain a charge and he will be able to use a special HP plus attack that has 7 AoE HP dump. So it allows him to hit harder because that is his hardest hitting skill that he have. The second hardest is EX with 6 HP dumps and LD with 5. But anyway, he can hold up to 10 charges, which means 10 special HP plus. So if you imagine that at least you have 7 or 6, then you enter his BT and then you can continuously use that special attack. But technically it's just 7 HP dump, and we know that a lot of other characters that we have right now can deal way more than a total of 14 HP dump a turn. So you wouldn't ever enter his BT phase anyway. So do you really need his BT? That is the question. In my opinion, or my recommendation, I would say no, you don't really need his BT, because he has 5 uses of his LD, and once you activate his FR, assuming that he's not soloing, like you are bringing a full party off-turn team. So in that case, how many turns can he actually take, right, before the force time ends? And usually it's enough just to keep spamming his LD. 5 HP dumps compared to 7 HP dump is not that big of a deal. And the whole reason that you are bringing Auron in your party is for his counter attack, which doesn't change if he have a BT or not. So in that case, yeah, you don't need his BT. Unless you really want to use him to solo content. As Scott Ong mentioned, some of you probably know him, the one that does the boss guide. If you want to solo with Auron, you might want to enter his FR early in order to build some force charges. So in that case, fine, right? His BT is very important if you want to use him as solo unit. And the more damage that he can get from his BT effect, HP damage limit up 30%, the more the better. But overall, I'm just giving him a score of 3/5 for his BT. Now, Auron's kit, what is he? He is a tank, and he has melee Imperial, and he have a lot of debuff that reduces brave, increases brave damage of the party, and defense down, all those things. Basically, he does allows your party, especially melee units, to hit really hard. So apart from being just a tank, he somewhat is a debuffer. He has a lot of different debuff. So that is how I would describe his kit. And how do you use it? Actually, it's pretty simple as most off-turn unit. First, you remove all speed passive so that you can give the enemy as many turns as possible. And do remember, do not ever use his EX once you have started your FR phase, because his EX delay the enemy. And you don't want that, because you want the enemy to take as many turns as possible. So do not use his EX unless this is like the final turn of your FR phase, like you just one turn left. So whatever skill that you use, it doesn't matter because you will lose all your HP damage bonus. So in that case, you can use his EX as your final attack, because comparing to other of his ability, his EX has 6 HP dam, which is his hardest hitting attack, assuming that he doesn't have his BT. If he have his BT, even no reason to use his EX, just continuously spam his special HP plus attack. And if you really want to build around him, since he Imperial melee, you can bring other melee off turn as well. So for example, like Core is a very good combination with Auron. And do remember that his call also inflict a melee Imperial, and I believe it's just from his base call, so at least do put some minimal resources into him, at least to build up on that call, because it can prove to be pretty useful in your fights. Okay, how about crystal passive? Here I would suggest D3 and D6, because D3 and D6 reduce turn rate and reduce speed of your character. So if their speed is reduced, then the enemy will take more turn, means more counter, means more damage, means the enemy die faster. Okay, so having said that, Auron is kind of a very good budget unit, because his tanking capability, his debuffing capability all doesn't change. With his BT, basically it's just give him more damage, and he actually have pretty a lot, assuming that if you go full off turn strategy. So 8/10. And please get his FR, okay? So please do for him get his FR. Yeah, he doesn't need his BT, and you will be able to get a lot out of his kit. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.